What's up guys, Martin here, bringing you a brand new video. For today, in today's video, as you can see, is my USA highlights for round, I'm going to say 18? The TSRL Championship on F1 2020. So arriving into this race on the back of a pretty, well, it was a fun Japanese Grand Prix. And before we get stuck in, I just want to say a massive thank you for the support, the kind comments on my previous video. It does mean a lot to me. Obviously the result wasn't ideal, especially in qualifying, but nevertheless it was a good action-packed race, and if you haven't watched it, check it out because it was a good one. But yeah, arriving here for the USA Grand Prix, keen to bounce back and challenge for the win. USA has always been quite a good track for me. This was the race, well, this is a track where I got my first pole position and the race win on the wheel when I made that transition from the pad to the wheel. So good hunting ground for me. It's a very challenging circuit. A lot of undulation, high speed, low speed. It's a very technical sector 3 as well. Very, very challenging to hook up. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. So looking at the championship standings now, it is TSRL who leads the way. 51-point advantage over LCR Leopard. A phenomenal win in Japan puts him in pole position to take his second TSRL championship, but do not discount LCR Leopard in any championship fight. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at it with 4 races to go. Felipe, Oxtez, Dom complete the top 5, and Jakey B returns here in USA. We know how quick he is. Could he get stuck in between Limitless and Leopard and give them a headache in the dying stages of this championship? So once again, just like in Japan, I'll be showing you guys different POVs to give you guys a better perspective in the race. I'll leave those drivers' Twitch streams and YouTube channels in the description below. Please go check them out, and yeah, hope you enjoy the video. See, we are in qualifying Q1, first of 3 sessions, and as you can see, the weather is sunny skies in qualifying and a dry race, predictably. It never rains in TSRL, which is a bit of a shame. It does add a bit of spice, and I do like the wet. I get quite a lot of comments in my previous video asking for my camera settings, and these are my camera settings: TV, pod, offset. You might want to change the HUD if you want to use these settings. As you can see, the OSD customization, I can't do that at the moment during the race, but yeah, it just makes basically the car's quite big, and you might want to reduce the size of the, you know, the map, the lap counter, all that jazz. So USA, preparation was not brilliant. I only did about 2 hours of practice the day before. Japan I did about 4 or 5 hours, so quite a lot. But USA, like I said before, is a good track for me, good hunting ground, so I'm kind of hoping I can still get a good result. The qualifying, as you can see, just not dialed in at the moment, but still, it's only Q1. Target lap time is to get into the mid 29s, I think, to get into Q2. PB is a 29.0, getting a lot of understeer for that penultimate corner. That penultimate corner, to this day, I still don't know the turning point for that corner. Very blind and challenging. Final set to cross the line. It's a 30.0, it's not quick. So unlike Japan, where we were pretty strong in quali apart from Q3, yeah, down 11th place, and it's looking like we're going to have to go out again on a new set of tyres and to try and get into Q2. As you can see, we're down in 15th place as well. So really, this is a big moment, this lap. We've got to try and get through. Fastest man of anyone in the middle sector. Decent last corner, it's a 29.3. We managed to clutch up in the end, but using a viable set of soft tyres. Ronha tops the timesheets with V7E Wee Todd Dead. That is Jakey B on a second account. His main account, he's having issues with that. So he's running on that account. Jam Pancakes up in P3, a great lap from him. And as you can see down at the bottom, TSRL and LCR Leopard, the 2 championship protagonists, 13th and 14th, so under pressure. So here we are in Q2, and as you saw there, using 2 sets of tyres in Q1 has put us under a bit of pressure in this session. We've got 2 fresh sets of soft tyres to work with, and obviously we've got that 1 allocated for Q3, and obviously if we make it into Q3. So yeah, this is a big moment for us right here. Ideally, I really want 2 fresh sets of soft tyres for Q3, because obviously there's a lot of pressure in that session. You really want those 2 sets just to alleviate that, and just to give you that little bit of confidence going into that final session where we know on this game track position is essential. So yeah, bit of tentative driving through the first sector there. Again, it's so difficult. This big lock up through that tight left-hander, and we get a decent exit, but again it's just not looking as comfortable as it was in Japan. But still, we've still got a final sector to go. Using a lot of track on the entrance and the exit of that corner, that is crucial around this circuit. A very technical final sector coming up, and a 1 minute 3-point middle sector, that's not particularly great. Another lock-up into this tight left-hander, LCR Leopard. He's just up the road. He has to win this race. TRL has got a 50-odd point lead at the front, so this is a huge race for him. Coming across the line, he does go fastest. The fastest lap so far in qualifying at 29.1. That'll do him nicely getting into Q3. As we cross the line now, it's 29.6. It's not great. And I tell you what, it's looking like we're going to have to do another set of soft tyres to get into Q3. So, not a particularly great lap. Down in 7th. But at this moment, I was kind of assessing what to do. Should I go out and confirm that Q3 spot? Or do I maybe retire and maybe target for a P11 spot? As we know, the alternate strategy on this game is ridiculously OP. Starting on the medium tyre, then using the soft tyre at the end of the race. But I didn't want to take that gamble, because if there's an early safety car, then you're stuffed. So yeah, we're going to go out again in the dying seconds of Q2. And as you can see, we're down in 11th place with TRL Limitless, the championship leader, in 10th place. So this is a huge moment for the TRL boys as we plunge into Sector 1 now. Back end stepping out a bit there, just again taking a few stabs of the wheel just to try and get the car hooked up into the apex through this tight left corner. Don't want to run too wide there, or else it invalidates the lap immediately. So again, we're not making significant gains, but we know we can make up time here. Heading into this corner now, another lock up. We're holding in second gear, short shift into fifth, getting good rotation and traction, and we're getting a 10th in a second as we plunge down this back straight. Again, using a lot of track on the entrance there, using the curbs. It is quite leaning on this game. You can brake on the curbs, it doesn't really affect the car too much. It means you can carry greater apex speeds through the corners. Limitless goes over the line and only makes a marginal gain. 4 thousandths quicker. It does promote him up to 9th place, but we are going a lot quicker, nearly a quarter of a second up as we go through this fast quadruple right-hander, very reminiscent of Turkey Turn 8. Into this blind corner now, keeping it clean, good commitment, heavy brake into this last corner. Getting a lot of understeer on the exit there, going across the line, but we clutch up in the end. It's a 129.3. We're up into 5th place. Now I tell you what, the championship leader TRL Limmers is in big trouble as Raceway goes up to 4th. Jam Pancakes goes up to 3rd. A great lap for him, and Limmers is out. The championship leader is out of qualifying for the first time this season. Advantage Leopard.
Oh man. Yeah, this is my worst track, I think. This is my worst track.
Wow. Be interested to see how JD responds from that disappointment. B does have a fresh set of tyres to work with at the start of the race. Could opt for the medium compound tyre. If he gets a good start and bolts on the softs at the end, he could be a threat at the end of the race. But it's Leopard who tops the timesheets. 200ths of a second covers the top 4. 10th and a half covers myself and Leopard for 1st and 7th. So it's all to play for in Q3. So here we go then. And yeah, we've only got one fresh set of tyres to work with though, unfortunately. Which is not ideal in the slightest, puts me under a lot of pressure, and again this is just so important to have that 1 lap pace, that clinical driving in the first few sessions, because it gives you that option and that commitment to really go on for pole in Q3 with the soft tyres available. And I went out on a set of scrub tyres and it just, yeah, the grip just wasn't there, invalidating, and we go across the line, and it's an unrepresentative time, but it's a 29.8. We do have a delta time to work with. And as you can see, Smasher is the first man into the 1 minute 28. So he sets a great lap at the start of the session. And we're down in 9th place without a lap time. So here we go, 25 seconds on the clock. This is a huge lap for us right now. If we don't deliver a good lap time, our race is stuffed. So we're going to be back at the soft train. Coming out the last corner, I'll just try and get a best exit possible as we completely lose the rear. And wow, good start for us as we're nearly half a 10th down, crossing a line, and Jakey B on board with him now with his potato cam is about to go fastest as we plunge into turn 1 now, taking a bit too much curve on the inside there. That's unsettled the car as Jakey B goes fastest on a 1 minute 28.8 as we blast through this high speed section now. Pretty handy. I mean, we messed up turn 1 and the exit last corner. We managed to claw back a 10th and a half in our time through this section here. And just a little bit too tentative through there. But nevertheless, we keep it within the track limits as we enter into the heavy braking zone now. Again locking that front left tyre. That front left tyre has been locking up all qualifying for me. As LCR Leopard's up the road, a 1 minute 1 middle sector. He's not improving. He's into 3rd place though. That's a good starting position for him, but ideally he will want pole with limits down in 12th. And here we go into this heavy braking zone now. Losing time a little bit on entry, but we gain it back. Take as much curb as he can on the inside there. And it's a 1 minute 0. 1 minute point 0, almost a 59 middle, so we're up on Leopard. But pole position's looking a bit out of reach. Unless we can find an incredible amount of time in sector 3. Leopard goes over the line. It stays in P4, so missed opportunity there for Leopard. But here we go. We're nearly 7.5 tenths up. As we blast into this tight. Missing the apex a bit there. Running wide. This last sector's been causing me problems all throughout the practice sessions, and again running wide. This has been a scruffy end in the lap. But nevertheless, we beat Leopard. We're on the 2nd row of the grid. And Smasher does not improve. He stays 2nd. So amazingly, I mean, it was a pretty scruffy qualifying sessions for me. But it is 4th place for us and Jakey B on pole.
That should not have been that close. Brandon, you see my last sector? Pole.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
See, we are on the grid then in USA. It is Jerky B on the right, Smasher on the left, HX4K in 3rd as the lights are about to go out now. We need a good start. It's lights out and away we go. A good initial launch. But just like Japan, we get a ton of wheel spin. Maybe leaving an overtake was not a good idea as we're under attack from Leopard and Dom. As we're almost locking up there, almost hitting Leopard, trying to give him space. As Leopard has already passed us around the outside, and he's going around the outside of the Williams as well. But the Williams refuses to yield. There's surely someone's got to yield. He'll be making contact several times. That's off balance to Williams. That could allow us the opportunity to go right round the outside, pulling out the dirty air to get the inside from the left. We're being pinched on the apex, and HX4K drives around the outside, and that allows Dom to go up our inside. Don't want to go side by side through here, just trying to avoid contact. He goes off the track, which is a bit cheeky, but nevertheless he maintains position as we've got into pressure from lefted now, using our overtake to defend that position. Dom though, round the outside, there's a lot of grip round here, and he can get straight up the steering wheel earlier and get on that throttle, and we're down in 6th place. So again, just like in Japan, we've lost 2 positions, and yeah, normally my starts are like one of my best strengths in League Racing, but ever since the return, it's one of my weaknesses now, as we're trying to look up the inside at Dom, but nothing doing, and yeah, not ideal. Dom using a lot of ERS to defend the position, as we know track position is essential on this game. In USA, it's well, it's a very challenging circuit. Just want to get into a rhythm, stay calm, stay composed. The soft tyres are very difficult to manage, as well as the mediums. Pit stop window will be around, I'm not sure, 9 to 11. And again, track limits is going to be a huge factor in this race. Very easy to get invalidations, particularly in that last sector. Dom's red light flashing there just confirms good information for us that he's used a lot of ERS. I mean, we've used a lot of ERS as well on board with Jerky B, now the race leader, man on pole. But he is struggling. He's having a few issues, as you're about to hear right now.
No, this is ridiculous. What is this, man?
So yeah, Jerky B was struggling a lot with FPS issues. This is a common issue.
It's not worse 17.
He's not happy. A common issue on Xbox. Basically, FPS was awful. It's kind of it makes the gameplay really choppy and laggy. For example, it's like playing Call of Duty or FIFA when it starts lagging. The gameplay becomes really really difficult to play. It's much harder on F1 game as well, because obviously you need to be, really precise and accurate driving these high performance cars. And if the game's lagging, it's going to affect your confidence in driving massively. And you can see the result here, as myself and Dom are the fastest man on circuit. We're currently lapping a second a lap slower than we were in practice. But Jerky B, maintaining track position still, he's got a very quick car on the straight line, and this track is very difficult to follow. You can see here we're gaining quite a lot in this first part of the S's, so I was a little bit frustrated. I really wanted that track position because I felt like a good pace, but nothing doing it. It's through this section. This section is probably one of the hardest sections to follow on the F1 game. The rear tyres are screaming hot, very difficult to put the power down. And right now just trying to play the long game, try to save up that battery and really eye up the second half of the race, but Jerky B under pressure.
Oh my goodness me, man. I'm getting furious. What is this?
Looking a bit scruffy there from Jake, and there's only so many times you can do that and get away with it without being harassed by the charging pack from behind. Smashers eyeing up an opportunity here to go down the inside, but Jake brakes very, very late, using his straight line speed and confidence on the brakes to maintain that position. He gets good traction on the outside line to the inside for the right, and I don't think Smasher's going to take too much risk here. Still the early stages of the race. Skipping on to lap 7 now. Again, nothing doing, we were just stuck in the DRS train, and JKB just controlling the pace of the front, and it wasn't great pace. And this is opening the door for TRL Limitless. Remember, he started on the medium compound tyre. I mean, if he can stay within the striking distance of us, the leaders, and he could be on for a good result. The Smasher goes wide, and that is easy pickings for LCR Leopard, who goes up into second place now. And as you can see from these absolutely lovely graphics, thank you very much, Windows Live Movie Maker. The championship as it stands right now, with Limitless at the points, Leopard in second. The championship will go down from 51 to 33. That is a big chunk of points right there. And I mean, Leopard will be eyeing up Jake as well, who's having difficulties with FPS. So Limitless has got to really get a move on, but he is looking very good with this strategy within striking distance on his mediums. We've got some very early pit stops going on. That guy's going for the undercut as Jake is struggling with his FPS. And right now is probably thinking, maybe I should have paid there. But yeah, we're just going to respond by going for a long soft stint and doing what we did in Japan and making sure we have fresh medium compound tyres, so at the end of the race we'll be a threat. But right now taking a big sacrifice on track position, and the soft tyre did not feel good at the end of that stint. Limitless gaining by 8 tenths. And Jake worried about he's going to get held in the pits. That, yeah, 100% he's going to get held by me.
Oh, I can't be arsed, man. Every single race.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Don't hit the player, hit the game. So yeah, Jake's lost the position to Leopard, who's now potentially taking the provisional lead this race. And let's see where this all pans out with all these strategies going on. Guys going for the undercut, and as you can see, it's HX4K in the Williams, who's in 4th place, going for the undercut. Has taken the provisional lead, with Smasher in provisional 2nd, Leopard in 3rd, Dom going up to 4th, who is just in front of us, so maybe that was a strategic error on our part going along. Jake down in 5th, Leopard in provisional 6th, Sparks in 7th, myself in provisional 8th, on board with Limitless now, who carries on his medium stint with 2 FRA boys on his tail. And as you can see, a few guys are already picking up penalties. I had 2 warnings, and I was really determined to not pick up a penalty. Penalties, I've been collecting penalties left, right and centre ever since I started this league, so I was really determined to not pick up any. Let's go and see down the inside of the McLaren. And this is going to be an important part of the race, getting through the traffic as fast as we can on board with Leopard. And as you can see, the provisional race radius will come up towards some traffic now. Oh no, that's a Williams. That is the provisional race leader. As Leopard says, see ya, because that is an absolute gift for him. And that is a shame for the Williams driver, HX4K. He was doing a great job up the front. But again, this track does punish drivers severely. And he is going to be down the field. So it is going to be Smasher who takes the provisional lead with Leopard in 2nd. As you can see, we're not that far behind, but here we go. Coming towards some backmarkers now. Well, not backmarkers, but guys are on the alternative strategy. And Danny, TRL Limitless' teammate, we're doing all his best to hold up the pack, to give the advantage towards TRL Limitless on board with JKB. Now look, as you can see how fast he is in the straight line. That's prompted Leopard to use his overtake, and that means he goes down the inside for Smasher to take the provisional lead of the USA Grand Prix. As you can see, running quite low on ERS. He's got to do some management work right there, but he has track position, and Leopard has got the advantage now. As you can see, we're just finally getting past the traffic. But as you can see on the mini-map, maybe at this point it was probably the best decision to go for the undercut, because the race leaders of Leopard and those guys have managed to clear the traffic efficiently and fast. And while I'm at the back of the train, it's been a little bit more difficult. But now we've got some fresh tyres. Now we've finally got some clear air to an extent. Now we've really got to get the hammer down and try and catch the pack. Got within DRS now. Sparks getting a little bit of understeer through there. As finally the race leader, TRL Limitless, is in the pits now. And as you can see, I mean, Leopard's just gone through now. He's going to be around, I'd say, 17 seconds off the lead. However, those soft tyres are going to be well over a second a lap faster at the end of the race. So Limitless is going to have to dig deep in this final stint to have any chance. Because obviously the gap in the championship is going to be well, it's going to hit hard at the end of the race with Leopard out in front on board with Jacob E now. As you can see, Leopard and Jake have both got penalties, so advantage Smasher right now. So Jake, starting from pole position, hasn't been the greatest of race for him. It's about to get even worse.
Oh, my wheel disconnected. Ah! Oh my god. I can't believe it.
Poor guy. His wheel disconnected, he had no control, no steering, no throttle, no brakes. And the man who's on pole position is out of this race. And that's going to, well, obviously swing the advantage in the favour of Leopard, who's probably got second place wrapped up easily. And right now just trying to make some moves on the guys ahead. Sparks, but just unable to make that pass. Just, again, I was just a little bit caught off guard by the circuit. It's very difficult to overtake. I was thinking, you know, maybe, you know, using the fresher tyres to my advantage, I'll be able to breeze on by, but just finding it that little bit difficult in the dirty air with tyres overheating. And we're running quite low on ERS, so right now we're not looking that great. However, we can see Leopard just up the road there. That is a podium potentially in our grasp now. But we really got to get a move on, get through the pack. As you can see, the soft runners are now coming into play. Ron Haas at a 31.9, that is rapid. And as you can see, Limitless now, only 5 seconds behind me now. As you can see, these soft tyres at the end of the race, you know, for the track evolution, the lighter car, it just, these tyres just come alive at the end of the race. We've seen this time in and time out, using that alternate strategy. But right now we've got to start making moves here, because Limitless is looking like he's in the pound seat to take a podium here. We've got to use these fresh tyres to our advantage. We will be significantly faster at the end of the race, but we need to start making moves. As Sparks defends the inside line there, trying to go all the way around the outside of him, getting squeezed a little bit on the curb, leaving an overtake, a bit of wheel spin. He's trying to go down the inside, there's that right hand down, making a little bit of contact. We've lost the rear, and I believe that is, yeah, we've got front wing damage. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Trap position is essential, and we've paid the price, and that is my race pretty much down the pan now, because we know front wing damage on this game is a killer on board with us now. And yeah, it was just a silly move on my part. Maybe Sparks could have given me a bit more space, but I mean, I was always going to hit him. The front right locking up, very reminiscent of Sebastian Vettel in 2018 making contact with Ricciardo. So yeah, I was really pissed off. As you see, we're going to go into the pits now to select the soft tyres and maybe salvage something from this race, maybe for a late safety car. But as you can see here, cutting the inside, and we got a 3-second time penalty. And it was this moment here where I just completely lost my head. It's not something I'm proud of. I don't like showing this because I'm quite embarrassed, but yeah, with how this race has gone, I just completely lost my head, and I ended up throwing in the towel and rage quit. Oh dear. So yeah, after a few days watching this back, I'm kind of thinking, why the hell have I done that? Why have I done that? We've seen the performance of TRL Limitless on these soft tyres. I could have easily scored points, but yeah. There's no other way of sugarcoating this, there's no other way of editing this out. It's just, this is what happened, and yeah, all I can say is, well, I've got to give an apology to TSRL and to you guys watching. And the best thing I can do right now is to, yeah, bounce back in Mexico and do better, because yeah, someone who's legal raced for so many years and posting on YouTube, I should be setting an example, and that is not a good look. So yeah, apologies, and yeah, we'll bounce back. But we'll go into that in a minute, focusing on the race. TRL Limitless, the championship leader, is a man on a mission with Leopard out in front. He's got to dig deep and get a result, and he's absolutely flying on his soft tyres, taking Sparks, taking Dom. He's got target lock for a podium position here, which is going to be such an important result for him in terms of damage limitation for his championship. With 4 rounds to go, he makes the move on Leopard, and round the outside he takes the podium position, and with Smasher not getting a penalty, it's looking like it's a great damage limitation exercise for Limitless, as now his championship is looking a little bit more sweeter, with now a 48-point lead, whereas at the start of the race it was 33. Leopard's pushed as hard as he could, but Smasher's looking like he's going to take... No, he's got a puncture! I don't believe it! 2.4 second gap. He's got a puncture with 2 corners to go. His medium tyres have given way. Leopard's got a 2.8 second lead. Smasher's still got 1 corner to go. He's on the cross. He's in the wall. Leopard's clutched up. He's won it!
GG. I thought Smasher was going to come P1, but
You can hear the disappointment in TRL's voice as his championship lead has swung 7 points in Leopard's favour in a blink of an eye, and it is Leopard who won the race, with Smasher in second, Limitless in third, Lefted, Dom, Sparks, Raceway, Linners, Jam Pancakes and Danny complete the top 10. So rather action-packed and controversial ending to this USA Grand Prix, and I hope you enjoyed those highlights. Meanwhile, from my point of view, it was a disaster, and once again I apologise for rage quitting in my performance, but yeah, I will make sure that I will do a better performance in Mexico and fight at the front. So yeah, I want to say a huge thank you for the support on these videos, and I promise you Mexico will be better performance wise. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button if you did, and I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.